As the country begins to ease strict lockdown procedures, millions of Americans will hopefully be returning back to work.
But with that, there are serious questions about what the workplace is going to look like for us.
Joining us to discuss, Raymond Lee, founder and CEO of Careerminds, a company that helps employees land their dream job and secure a stable retirement. I know a lot of people could be using your services, Raymond. So what's the number one thing employees should know before returning to the office?
Well, thanks for having me. I'd say the first thing is make sure your work environment is a safe place to go. When you're thinking about going back to work, make sure that your companies provide the right personal protective equipment, face masks, hand sanitizer, and anything that's conducive for you to be productive.
Well, let me ask you this, because a lot of companies right now, so many of them have adapted to this, doing teleconferences. Do you think this changes how people work? Do you think other companies are going to maybe change the landscape and say, hey, you know what, your job you could actually do from home, maybe an in-home office?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. As companies are now finding this new normal and recognizing real estate's incredibly expensive. And so there are a lot of jobs like customer service, IT, sales, client success, where employees can do those jobs from home. They don't have to drive into an office to perform those jobs. And so as companies see the value of virtual work, they can get rid of some of those real estate costs.
Yeah, potentially continuing the trend of using these Zoom meetings to conduct work. But let's talk about those who can't use Zoom to connect, who can't work from home, those who work in the service industry, who have to be in person to actually get their work done. What's this going to look like for them, and how should they make sure that they are truly staying safe and holding their employers accountable?
Well, first of all, it's important that for those service jobs that they're providing the right social distancing as the country's opening up. So again, making sure that workers have the right personal protective equipment, are not forced into jobs that are putting their health at risk. That's really important. And so as I'm talking to CEOs, they're slowly bringing people back, giving people the opportunity to come back if they want. If they don't want to come back right away, they can stay out of work. So they're slowly bringing people back in and are following OSHA guidelines and recognizing, what's the requirements out there in order to keep people safe.
A big question here, several employees, they're collecting unemployment benefits from home. Some of those could be $900 a month, some receiving a stimulus. What if they're making more money from home just from all of this? They may not want to return from work, or maybe they want to make more money. What does that mean for those companies that they want to return to?
Absolutely. So, as you know, millions of people are on furlough right now. They're eligible for unemployment. In a lot of cases, the company's continuing their benefits. I mean, it's actually a good situation for people to be in. They don't necessarily want to come back and put their health at risk, but, they're almost made whole in terms of their salaries. So their benefits are covered. It's a real challenge for companies to get those employees back to work, particularly as if this thing continues to stretch out. People are comfortable at home, but they need to understand that those jobs aren't being held in forever for them. So they need to come back to work when those jobs open up. If they don't, the company's not required to hold those jobs. So if they don't come back, then they could be at jeopardy at losing their job.
That is the silver lining to it right there. Raymond Lee, founder and CEO of Careerminds. Thank you, Raymond. Appreciate it.